Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model daily briefing for Thursday the 24th of the 6th 2021. Time is 0445 GMT, Asian session coming to close, European session firing up, our lunchtime, North American session. Right, yesterday, Wednesday the 23rd, we had a negative opposed driver in the yen at -121, front and back door flows, mainly going into the pound at +93, into the dollar at +30, and the euro was the negative rock at -2, activity plus or minus 123. Intra-week then, this is becoming more relevant because it's from the Monday the 21st open to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a negative and a opposed driver in the yen at -518. Front and back door flows mainly going into the pound at +460, into the euro at +191, and the dollar was the negative rock at -133. Activity plus or minus 651 for the week. Intraday then, this is the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a negative unopposed driver in the yen at -23. No backdoor flows. The opposing positive flows mainly going into the dollar at +10, the pound at +9, and the euro is the positive rock at +4. Activity plus or minus 23. What's been knocking about or going to? Well, today we've got tier 2 German business climate data. We've got the big one, which is the GBP Bank of England rates decision, and we've got US durable goods, and we've also later on we've got US stress tests on the banks. Tomorrow, Friday the 25th, we've got a Euro Council meeting and Michigan Consumer Sentiment, which is tier 2 as far as we're concerned. Right, and the only other thing of note is the Reserve Bank of Australia has, as usual, been talking the Australian dollar down, saying they're not going to raise rates till 2024, despite significantly strong data cycle. Anyway, so there you go. So that's, our trades have deteriorated a little bit. We're now 2,800 points in profit. Oops. And that's from a peak of 6,500. So they've come down about 2/3 basically. They've been going nowhere for quite some time, but staying in the positive. So right, so euro in the flows. Euro is weak, except against the yen and the Swiss, which are weaker. The yen is weak, except against the Swiss. The pound is weak, except against the euro, the dollar, and the Swiss. The Swiss is weak across the board. The CAD is strong, except against the New Zealand dollar. The AUD is strong, except against the CAD and the New Zealand dollar. The New Zealand dollar is strong across the board, and the dollar itself is strong, except against the CAD, the AUD, and the NZD. The commodity currencies. Right, so what have we got? We've got New Zealand strength across the board in the Asian session, and Swiss franc weakness. Right, take your pick in the middle. Right, let's have a look at the asset classes, and then we'll do the analysis. Right, so start off with the dollar index. Let's grab this. Right, so US dollar index. Basically looks something like this. It's 91.83, but it's 0.29 from the model high. So it's dollar is still relatively strong. It's about 0.29 from our modelled high. Gold won't like that particularly. This is a long-term situation for gold. Well, the gold's come up a little bit, it's back, but it's still 0.45 from the floor. So soft for gold. Oil, on the other hand, is still on the up, although it's starting to flatten out a bit. 73.18.1 US dollars a barrel. Wall Street's got this sort of look to it. It's come up a bit, but it's still 0.40 from the high, so it's quite soft really. S&P, it broke, it came back, and it's there, which is sub the previous high, but it is it's quite high, the S&P. The tech broke, and it's 0.20 above the high, previous high. So in terms of strength, it's tech, S&P, Wall Street. Right, so US 10-year and bond. Right, well, the US 10-year has got this sort of look to it. The price has come back down a little bit. It's 0.40 from the floor. So this is the price. So yields have strengthened up a little bit on the US 10-year, and the bond has got this sort of look. The price is, it's 0.45 from the high. So relatively speaking, European yields are a bit softer than US yields. So we've got a bit of dollar strength there. There's not much in it, but it's significant. Right, copper. Copper basically is 0.29 from the floor. So copper's pretty soft still. US steel. There's talk about all this infrastructure bill in America, but it's still not happening. And that's 0.33 from the floor. So what have you got there? You've got strong oil again, soft gold, mixed equities, and US 10-year. The yields are starting to strengthen up a little bit, just a little bit, but they're not really moving much. And the US dollar index is reasonably strong at the moment. So our trades were short USD dollar against euro, pound, AUD, and we're short NZD against euro, pound, CAD, AUD. Right, so they've come under pressure in turn because the dollar's on the up a little bit and strong. The AUD's been talked down, so the AUD's going the wrong way for us. NZD is getting the de facto relative bounce off the weak AUD, so the AUD is strong. The CAD has got this oil transmission. The pound has got the rates decision coming up. And the euro is sort of dirging around in a sort of a neutral backdoor flow sort of way. So basically we've got this rates decision in the Bank of England. In the majors, so dollar, euro, yen, pound. The pound has been coming up a bit. It's got the weekly flows for where are we? So the weekly flows so far is we've got yen weakness driving, and we've got pound strength, euro strength, and dollar weakness on the majors. But that doesn't tell the full story because we're punting around on all the 8 complexes. So anyway, what do we think is going to happen? Well, Bank of England's obviously going to try and go for the middle ground. It's not going to be too hawkish, and it's not going to be but I think the hawkish tilt, the data cycle has actually peaked in the pound at the moment, so they're getting a bit of a rollover there. We've had a pump on the pound, So it's likely you could see a sell-off in the pound temporarily, but we're staying with these positions. The AUD is being stubborn as usual, and the New Zealand dollar is just the default idiot place to go at the moment. So our trades are suffering a bit, but we're going to just carry on regardless, to use the old phrase. Right. So I hope that was useful. See you again tomorrow for the daily briefing. Thank you very much.